Hi, this is Mr. Olyak, and today I wanted to talk to you about numbers on Numberline. So, this is a number line. Number line is a tool that we as mathematicians use to represent numbers. And we can represent different sets of numbers on Numberline. If you remember, we have a set of natural numbers represented with letter n. So that set will include all positive numbers that are whole numbers. So all positive whole numbers are natural numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. That little tick on the number line represents a location on that number line where the number is. Now the next set that we can represent on the number line is set of integers. And integers are all whole numbers that are positive and negative. So we can add -1, -2, -3, and so on. But that set also includes 0. So 0 is also in the set of integers. 0 is the kind of reference point on the number line, and to the right of 0 we have numbers that are positive, and to the left of 0 we have numbers that are negative. We can also have rational numbers represented with symbol Q, and those numbers will fall in spaces between our integers. If you remember, rational numbers are all numbers that can be represented by a fraction a divided by b, where both a and b are integers. Then the final set that we can represent on a number line is a set of all real numbers. So numbers like √2, which is somewhere between 1 and 2, is also going to be present on a number line. So all this is just to show you that number line is a tool that mathematicians use to represent numbers. So to sum up, we have 4 different symbols that we can use to compare inequalities. The first one is called greater than, and we use that symbol when we want to show that the number on the left hand side of the symbol, let's call that number x, is greater than the number on the right hand side of the symbol, let's call this number 5. And on the number line it will look as follows. We would have a number line, we would have 5 indicated, and all the numbers to the right of that symbol of 5 would be included in the solution. Without 5, because that a symbol that is similar to greater than is called less than, and the less than symbol tells me that the number on the right hand side of the symbol is smaller, always smaller than the number on the right hand side of the symbol. On my number line, the solution to that inequality is drawn as follows. We mark our point, and then we draw a set of solutions that go to the left of our endpoint. And we have to remember that because the symbol does not include the endpoint, we have to draw an open circle over here. The third symbol that we should be familiar with is very similar to greater than, but it also tells us that the solution can be equal to. So that means that the number on the right, let's call that, on the left rather, sorry, let's call that number x, can be either greater than or equal to the number on the right, which let's say 5 in this case. So in a similar way, I draw my number line. On my number line, I write down the number from the right hand side of my inequality, in this case 5, and then I draw all the numbers that satisfy the condition, which in this case are the numbers that are greater than 5. These are all the numbers to the right of 5 on the number line. And because in this case x can be either greater or equal to 5, we make sure that we put a circle that is painted over above 5, so that we recognize that 5 is also a possible fourth symbol that we need to be aware of, and that symbol is less than or equal to. And less than or equal to tells me that the number on the right hand side, let's call this number x, is either less or is equal to the number on the right. Let's use 5 again. So in a similar way, I draw my number line, and on the number line I mark the number from the right hand side of the inequality, in this case 5, and then I draw all the numbers that satisfy the condition, all the numbers that are less than or equal to 5. So numbers that are less than are all the numbers to the left of 5. So these numbers satisfy the condition, and the condition also tells me that 5x can be equal to 5, which means that we need to draw an endpoint, and we need to paint over the endpoint to indicate that 5 is also a possible solution to this inequality. If you're familiar with those four symbols and you understand their meaning, you should be able to start solving inequalities. And that's what I'm going